matter to me how many viewers or whatever we get. So the other thing you brought it up at the beginning, Kate. So we've got a lawsuit against different YouTubers that promoted FTX. Um, so there is a class action lawsuit. Class action just means a lot of people coming together um, um, to allege damages against the same people. And they've named several YouTubers, finance YouTubers, including Graham Stephan, Andre Jick, who we know, Jaspreet Singh, and BitBoy Crypto and others, that they should be held responsible. These influencers should be held responsible for promoting FTX. So the lawyer's plaintiff, a guy by the name of Edwin Garrison, is a private investor who filed a lawsuit against former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, plus other celebrities like Tom Brady, Stephen Curry, Shaquille O'Neal, and everyone who FTX was using and paying to be the face of FTX. Um, yeah, man, they saying that creators must clearly disclose when they are being paid to promote the products, which a lot of them did, but some of them maybe didn't. I don't know. Allegedly, apparently not. But they also, cited, for example, that, Kim Kardashian ended up settling for promoting her token, although that was different. That did happen. But yeah, man, this is interesting for us because obviously, I mean, you're a YouTuber. Let's just say that FTX had approached you when they were flying high. Well, let's do it this way. FTX would have approached me. I wouldn't have thought there was anything wrong. I would have been really excited. It's a huge, at the time, it was a massive exchange. Everyone thought it was, he was the messiah in the industry. And yeah, I would have taken it. I would have let everyone know that we were sponsored by them and it was a paid promotion for sure, which I think most of these YouTubers did. But I wouldn't have known that it was going to go to hell. So I don't know. What do you think of this, Kate?
It's literally all intention based. Like, I mean, I would have done the same shit. Like, if they had said, "Hey, we just want you to talk about our exchange, be able to trade," I'm like, bro, there's literally no harm in that. Like, what are you talking about? And it's hard for me because I can only think about how I do things and how I imagine other people who follow me, who like follow. When I say follow me, I hate using that word, but like follow my journey, like just what. Anyways, how they kind of operate. Like, I never kept more than a couple $1,000s on an exchange ever. Like, that's terrible thinking. Why would you ever do that? On Coinbase, and bro, you don't keep your savings account on there. Like, that's a horrible idea. I don't care where it's at. Like, even now, especially after these banks close, like, I'm really scared to keep anything in one spot anymore. Like, I was always diversified, sort of, but you guys know me. I run with. I'm too young to like have a fucking huge savings account. Honestly, like I don't have like I never had an e-commerce store. I never had $1 million sitting in a bank account. Like, I'm playing around with the money that I got to go do things, and I'm building with the money that I have. It's a deck of cards almost that's like basically dependent on me to keep going. And if I stop and just keel over and down the side of on the sidewalk for too long, it'll just crumble, right? And so I keep going, but it's also because I love it. But when I think about these exchanges and I'm like, is this something that the YouTubers should be held accountable for? I'm like, hold on. No, I mean, yes, but no. Like, they were very clear, especially the ones who are being brought to the limelight. Graham Stephan, Andrew Jake. We know these people, guys. Like, they are on podcasts every single week with us. We know what they're about, what they're not about. We are very well aware. The people who are throwing these court cases do not keep up. Like, I've consumed Graham Stephan and Andre and all these guys enough to know what they really care about and who they are, right? And it's tough because they think of the same things with TikTok. Like, they just don't understand TikTok. That's the problem here. They don't understand what they're even disputing here. The same with these allegations, bro. Like, if you go and promote an NFT project because this is going to bring you more money, that's very different than saying, yo, trade in this exchange because there's only 5 other exchanges that you're going to trade on anyway. Here's one that's a little bit more, seems like, at least for all of us, like, we're all pretty much trading on FTX and Binance and Coinbase. It's a very different conversation than saying, Jake Paul, where it's like he literally didn't tell people that he was promoting this and getting paid for it. Even if he was promoting it and getting paid for it, as long as he just sticks a little ad in there, bro, you got to be a special kind of stupid. You really do. Like, you seriously do. Like, that's an accountability line that you have to draw there. You got to be a special kind of dumb and not dumb. Actually, that's a terrible way to put it. You got to be a special type of degen to do that and then lose your money and then literally point at Jake Paul and say, you're the reason I lost it. Well, I know, fam. there's 3 people pointing at you, and it's literally your own fingers. It is you, bro. Like if you look at Jake Paul's promotion, you've got to know the game you're playing. Like that is on you. You know, it's Jake Paul should
There's a
probably play
level, there's a level of responsibility when you have such a huge following, such as a Jake Paul, that
Yes.
you do need to make it very, very clear when something is a paid promotion. I do believe that
Agree.
because maybe, you know, if you deep in the space, you know that this is all shills and whatever. But for the average 15-year-old guy who thinks that, you know, Logan and Jake are the, you know, God's gift to the world, and then he comes out and suggests that they do X, Y, or Z, there is that responsibility that they must say, look, you know, I suggest X, Y, and Z, but this is a paid promotion. I do think so. And I think the bigger you're following, the more responsibility you have there. But I do agree with you that, you know, from my understanding, the guys that they're talking about here all would have very much disclosed it. Well, we did see here that Ben Armstrong, BitBoy Crypto, completely lost his cool and started threatening the lawyers that are representing the class action. So now these class action lawyers are claiming, allegedly, that Ben Armstrong, BitBoy Crypto, threatened them. So they've filed court filings, right? And they're saying that they're being harassed by Ben Armstrong after he was named as a defendant in this case, right? And the court
That's
filings are
actually crazy.
so the court filings were done on the 20th of March, and this was by the lawyer in the Florida court, and he claimed that Armstrong began harassing him. And I'm reading this, right? And I'll put the source as Cointelegraph. I will put that on the video as well. Ben began harassing the lawyers after the suit was filed on the 15th of March. He made endless phone calls, tweets, and emails at this lawyer, and allegedly, and insulted and threatened him on Twitter, YouTube, and other social media. So yeah, Ben is one of the so-called FTX influencers that's named in the suit that seeks $1 billion for allegedly promoting the FTX crypto fraud without disclosing that they were being paid to promote FTX. The filing claimed that Armstrong was at the time making up to 21 calls within a 45-minute period to this lawyer and leaving voicemails that were full of vulgarities and specifically targeting the lawyer. The filing further alleged that voicemails included warnings to Adam Moshkovitz, one of the lawyers, with one where Armstrong allegedly told Moshkovitz, "We're going to have First Amendment protesters around your house 24/7, day and night." Then if you are watching us on YouTube, you'll see Ben Armstrong's tweet. He's come out and said, "What the fuck?" Lawyers chiming in saying, "I better be careful. Are you kidding me? The only person who better be careful is you, Adam Moskowitz. I already told him privately, you do not get to make lies up. You're going to be held accountable." And a whole lot more. Ben is going absolutely crazy here.
Dude, wow, holy shit. First off, Ben Armstrong as a content creator is a beast. As far as the other stuff, I honestly don't know enough about his brand to even comment on that entirely as an educator. And also, I was just off screen. I was my friend, he's also a TikToker in the building. He was like, "Bro, I'm at Starbucks right now. Do you want anything?" And I was like, "Yes, actually I do." But anyways, as far as the thoughts on this thing, here's the thing. If you guys watch CoffeeZilla, he's the guy who like brought down Crypto Zoo, right? He did a whole documentary on that thing, right? And then he just posted a video the other day, and he talked about the fact that literally, because he's talking about the FTX thing, he goes, "Bro, Ben Armstrong, months before the collapse, started calling them out after being sponsored." He goes, "Hold on, guys, stop using FTX." Like a whole video, by the way. Like this is a real thing, very much documented. You can check it on YouTube. You can check it out anywhere. He literally stops. He cut all ties with FTX months, guys, months before this all became a thing. Before FTX started getting the news about them like not having the funds and whatever, months before any of the conversations started, he goes, "Yo, fuck FTX, literally fuck FTX. Don't use them. They're a bunch of scumbags. Do not listen." Like super I mean, you guys know Ben, super vulgar, super extreme. And I was like, damn, bro, like they just sponsored you. Like, what do you like? They must really suck if you're gonna like come out here and say all this stuff. Like, they must really be there must be a reason that you're putting your brands at risk here by saying such vulgar shit about FTX. And guys, he literally said, "These guys suck. Do not use them. Take your money off." And I was like, wow.
So that's I agree with you that that happened. I remember it. Um, I don't know legally what that implies because hypothetically, if you were watching the week before when he was punting it and he didn't disclose it, then and as a result of that you invested your money on there and then you weren't watching the week after when he said hold on, pull your stuff out. I don't know, I really don't know. I mean, I don't know what's fair, legally to
Yeah,
say
yeah, yeah,
okay, I watched a week ago but I didn't watch that particular show where he said pull all your money off and now I lost $1 million as a result
right,
of that show a
right.
week before that. So I don't
But the
know,
fact that
it
he's
reminds me of
defended,
that.
I'm like, he's
Huh?
defended of FTX. I'm like, what? Because that's why he was so
Yeah,
mad
yeah,
because they were
he's
like, what are you
named
talking
as he's named as one of the people that they're going after in this class action lawsuit for allegedly promoting FTX
about?
without disclosing that they were being paid
Yeah.
to promote FTX.
Okay. Got it. And
That's what they
that's
say.
tough, dude. Because yes, if they don't disclose it, bro, guys, I mean, listen, you can forgive your influencers a couple times, bro, but like not really. I mean, if dude, I mean, listen, if Philip literally had a paid promo and just lied about it, that would make me think twice about it just on a friend level, being like, yo, what the actual fuck why did you do that? What are you talking? Like, I'd need to really talk
And
to
the
him. Be like,
other thing
why,
is,
you know?
the other thing is, allegedly, it's not the first time. There've been
Ooh.
quite a few times where BitBoy's channel's been accused of this. It was even about 2 or 3 months ago. BitBoy came out on Twitter and said, "I'll give you $10,000 if you can prove that we've done a paid shill without disclosing it in the last 12 months." So he admitted that they had done before that, but they've learned and they're sorry.
Yeah.
And someone found it and showed him the video of his team promoting a token or something that they proved was paid for, and he ended up giving that $10,000 to that person. I don't know if you remember it. It was a story that we covered,
Wow.
and that was in the last 12 months. So I don't know, bro. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. Everyone must do what they want to. But I mean, in the end of the day, I've always said that reputation is the one thing that cannot be traded. And I think that, yeah, I mean, it's just amazing to
Bro,
see Logan Paul. He's got so much money and so many billions of fans, and no one cares. And then Bitboy Crypto the same thing. I mean, it doesn't make me question whether I should maintain my morals. I'm very, I'm looking in the mirror every day. That's all that matters to me. I'm not looking left or right at
yeah.
other people. But it's just, it just goes to show that maybe reputation doesn't mean that much. Doesn't mean that I'm going to throw mine under the bus. I'm just saying
Mm.
because the biggest guys in the space, in any space on social media. I mean, Logan Paul is one of the biggest influencers on YouTube. I mean, he's being sued for defrauding people with crypto zoo here. So it's
Yep.
just incredible to see, you know.
Dude, that one's tough, dude, because like I feel like I'm in the grind in real time and like I'm like watching things happen in front of me, and I'm like, it's so easy to just there's a scene in Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know if you've seen it. It's Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. You guys have watched it. Give me a thumbs up in the spaces, likes and retweets. And then if you're on YouTube, smash the likes, subscribe to Phil's channel. If you're on TikTok, hit the follow. Appreciate y'all. But there's a scene in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest at the end. They're fighting over the heart that's inside the chest, right? Spoiler alert. They're fighting for the chest, and they're on a wheel. They're on a spinning wheel, a huge wheel, by the size of a house. They're on top of the wheel, walking on the wheel as the wheel spins, right? And the wheel is just fucking breaking everything in its wake. It's just crashing over fucking trees, all this crazy stuff, right? And I realized, and because there's people fighting on top, and there's people inside the wheel, like literally running like a hamster. And they're inside. There are people on top. There are people running on the outside of the wheel, trying to catch up to the wheel. And I'm sitting here going like, damn, you know how easy it is to just jump on the wheel and not realize you're on the wheel versus you being outside the wheel? Like they're both equally as easy, and they're like fluid almost. You can do them at the same time. It's weird. It's like really, really weird. It's like almost trippy. And you realize like, wow, there's no difference between me and like, for example, so like I would try, I'll make the statement now. I'm like, why the fuck would I do an undisclosed promo? That makes no sense. Like it's dumb as shit. Like people are hyped when I do a promo, like because it's like he's getting paid. It's not there's no weird nefarious things going on. Same with Philip. Like if Philip gets some kind of promoted thing where he's getting paid to make some content, bro, like we should all be cheering for him. I'm cheering for him every time I see my friends do that, as long as it's disclosed and it's not weird. Then like that's kind of the people that you follow or you hope to. But like the point I'm trying to make is like that line is very easy to step on, and you can literally just step on that and not know it. Like I've almost done that where I'm like, oh, I'll just do this, no problem. I just roll with it, you know, like I just almost do that. I'm like, whoa, that line is right there. It's not so far away for content creators, by the way, with 1,000 followers, 400 followers, or 20,000. It's very right there in front of you in this game of media. There's no such thing as these lines that we draw in our realities. It's literally right there. Someone can just send you a DM and your life can change. It's that easy. And you can make a bad decision that can ripple for your brand for the next 35 years if you plan on being here that long. And it's right there, fam. Those undisclosed promos, if you do those, man, you're not even going to realize until you're 35 promos in and you're going, damn, I'm the person that I was trying not to be.
Who's that massive YouTuber who was kicked off the platform and now has his own platform? He had Kanye West on there, massive guy, but just sued for a fortune of money. He's now got his own website where he does all of these interviews. He did that crazy interview with Kanye West where Kanye West came out about 6 months ago, dressed up all funny, and they had a weird 3 hour.
It's either Steven Crowder. I don't know if Steven Crowder actually kicked off, but there's just, I'm going to throw out some podcasters. There's either Steven Crowder. There's who's the crazy guy, guys? Who's the crazy guy with
He's the crazy guy. He's the crazy guy. That's who we're talking about.
Not to throw you under the bus. He looks like you if you did a bunch of drugs.
Do you know what he got sued for? Because I think it was also undisclosed promotion or something like that. And he finally got removed from YouTube, and he's got his own website that he does these like crazy interviews, and he's very
I know what you're talking about. I don't know. God, who was it? But, it was so funny because Kanye West comes on and he's out there going, "Damn, bro, like you kind of crazy."
Yes,
like, I thought I was crazy.
Yes.
If you know it, please put it in the comments. If you're on YouTube,
truth. Oh, fuck is this? Yeah, it's just.
I gotta find out. We got to know.
All right, so while we're finding out, I'm going to give you this feel-good story. So we've got Pez dispensers. Anyone who's a Web2 collector like I am will know Pez dispensers. I got a couple of them. I never got into it properly. The things I've gone into properly is Hot Wheels. I got surrounded by them, Garbage Pail Kids, marbles, Coca-Cola collectibles, stuff like that. But I've got a couple of Pez's. So the nice thing here is that Pez has launched the first ever Bitcoin-themed Pez dispenser. You can see it over here. It's a limited edition of only 30,000, which for Pez is quite small. It's not a big run. So the scarcity means that they mirror the scarcity of Bitcoin and create the first. Yes, that's him. The first Bitcoin themed candy collectible. The world's first Bitcoin themed Pez dispenser has launched for a limited edition run. So Kate, just look up what he got sued for successfully, please. And now Pro Snacktive Sales, a newly formed family-owned business, launched the product exclusively at Walmart. Companies producing a hard limit. I mean, Kate, if you can pick up a couple of these, man, I think they could have value down the line. I'm being dead serious. I mean, if you do see, buy me like 5, I'll pay you for them. And when you send me my shoes or whatever, we'll send them all together. But serious, there's only 30,000 of them. Pez are collectible. Bitcoin's collectible. It's not a huge amount of money to buy them. And if you do see one in a Walmart, will you get one for me?
I will. So I found out also a couple things that he got like arrested for. So apparently he a Texas jury on Friday. This is, by the way, this is August 5th, 20. This is a while. It's like 9 months ago. But he paid apparently $49 million in total damages to the parents of a first grader killed in the Sandy Hook Elementary massacre, which you guys remember. It was huge, and he basically was like, "This isn't real. This is blah blah blah." And Jesus Christ, 50 million is a fucking lot.
It was before that. No, but it was. How much money was that?
$50 million. That was one of the biggest things that got him canceled because he was so adamant about that.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
There's a thing to be said about, you know, sticking through what you believe in when like people aren't saying, but that's like, bro, dude, like someone's family, like parents, like kids, dude, like that's super fucked. That's super fucked. And like, even if you're doing it for clicks, like, dude, oh my God, he just trampled over people.
Yeah, Gen X exclusively at Walmart, my man. Kate, you got to give me a couple of these. Where's the nearest Walmart? Is there a Walmart in Seattle?
Hold on. I was looking at the thing. I missed this whole bit about the Pez. But yes, there is actually my friend Janessa literally just went to Walmart. So Janessa, if you're watching this, when we go to Walmart next week, we're going to pick one of these up.
More than one. I want like 5 at least.
All right, Janice, we're gonna pick up 5. I'm 10 actually. I want 5 too. Who
Cool.
else wants some?
Please.
I see some people in the spaces. I see people in you too. Who wants some? Metazet, Jack, Janix, you want some?
I mean, these
Joe?
look so cool. Kate, I'm being serious, bro. You must get me. Will you write down
I
somewhere?
will.
Write down somewhere to
No, I
get me
literally will
some.
go. I wanted to go to Walmart
Please,
anyway. I don't
bro.
go to Walmart, but it's outside the city, and she went, so I was like, okay, I'll go.
All right, cool. Write down. Philip wants at least 5 pest dispensers. I'll pay you back. Okay.
Hell yeah.
You see, Janix also wants them, bro. I think like we all DJs at heart.
I'm gonna look for
You
them.
know, I mean,
Guys, I'm
I've
gonna
got
look for
all
them.
these collectibles behind me. I love collectibles, man. So this is cool.
Dude,
I
I don't
really,
go
really
to
like
Walmart.
that. Just
I will look for it.
yeah,
I will
well,
look for it.
now you're going to. You can just like wear your boob tube top with your tummy out and go to Walmart. Okay.
Oh god.
Let's go. What do we got here? Field
Hey.
trip. Yay! We all go to Walmart. And you get a pest dispenser. And you get a pest dispenser. Look under your seat. You get a
Stream the
pest
whole thing.
dispenser. Everyone's
Stream it
getting
all.
a pest dispenser. All right. Now this week, just to get back on topic here, and Kate, we're at the point now where we're almost ready, guys. In spaces, if anyone wants to chime in on anything that we've spoken about, or just talk about anything that's going on for you, we've got literally about 2 more stories left, and then we'll open up spaces, and Kate will allow you to be a speaker, and then when we come to Q&A time, yeah, if you've got any questions, any comments, anything you want. But we've definitely got the SEC has been on a warpath the last couple of days. And we've seen that they've served Coinbase with a notice of. I just want to find the exact wording, guys, the correct wording for it. I know I've got it over here. A Wells notice. Okay. So, this is really quite interesting because a Wells notice is almost like, we think you're guilty straight up. It's quite blunt that they think that they're guilty, right? But the interesting thing here is that the Coinbase has been, consulting with the SEC for years. And before they launched their token, they got permission from the SEC to launch their token and things like that. So it's really strange that the SEC would come and instead of approaching Coinbase, who they have a relationship with, and they would just come in and give them the notice of intention of the Wells notice, right? So this is very, very strange. We've got Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, coming out saying that, similar to what I'm saying. I'll read the whole conversation to you, but imagine you got both football and soccer refs on the field, but we're actually playing pickleball. The refs can't really agree on the rules of the game, and one of them decides to change a call they made in April. Because again, the SEC.
Holy shit,
Sorry?
dude. Can we just sit on that for people who are watching? We don't know. This is why the metaverse is real, bro. This is happening in real time.
They aren't
bro,
real.
watching the stream.
Yeah,
this is happening right now. Nobody knows what's going on. There's literally chaos in the streets. This is crazy.
Yeah, because what they're saying is in 2021, the SEC approved Coinbase's application to go public. They approved it knowing exactly what they were doing, that they were a crypto exchange. So to come back now and have this notice out is just crazy. And he's saying the truth is that today there's no clear rule book from the SEC on crypto, and efforts to engage with the SEC are met with silence and just enforcement actions. They have not followed a good faith rulemaking process with the industry as required under the APA 1015. Going forward, the legal process will provide an open public forum, being an unbiased body where they'll be able to make clear for everyone what the rules are. But this is really strange because Coinbase has really followed the rules here and they've consulted with the SEC throughout. I mean, Brian goes on to say 2 years ago, the SEC reviewed our business in detail and approved us going public. Our S1 clearly explained that our asset listing process included 57 references to staking. Coinbase saw this and they ran a rigorous asset review process and rejected 90% of the assets that have applied to be listed on the platform. While we understood this as part of the journey of reforming the financial system, we are right on the law, confident of the fact. So I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. I'll pin it in the bottom. The bottom line here is that finally, we've got a huge crypto company, Coinbase, that has to fight back because the SEC's just lost their mind. I mean, it's
Yeah.
gone too far. And Brian Armstrong has said the same thing, that they will not just allow this to stand. They will defend this. The Coinbase is massive. They've got a huge war chest. And it's great that now they'll be using the money that everyone's paid in crypto sort of fees when trading to really bring the space forward and say, hold on, SEC, you can't just mess people around like this anymore. They consulted with Coinbase, approved everything Coinbase was doing, and now they're coming and sending this Wells notice out to them.
Bro, if y'all are listening, so first off, on Space, you guys just saw I pinned it up at the top. If you want to hop on here and just have a little bit of discourse conversation, I'm super down. I don't have to be anywhere for another 2 hours, so like we can keep this conversation going. Would love to know if you guys want to hop up as a speaker. Literally throw up your request. I will bring you on, and we will chat back and forth in real time. Because here's the thing: the only difference between you, me, Philip, Brian Armstrong, these banks, apparently, like nothing, bro. There's literally no fucking difference. They just did a couple other things and been rolling on it for a while. These things are happening in real time. You are a part, if you're listening right now or you're talking right now or anything, you're literally a part of this thing, which is why I call it a joy. There's no better way to put it. It's like this encapsulates the whole thing perfectly. We are on this fucking playing field that is self-actualizing in real time as we go. They are literally making up shit. I think that's why it's so hard for me to be like, they're going to ban TikTok. I'm like, bro, no, they're not. Like, even if they did, something else happens. And then like whatever, like maybe it becomes Twitter. I don't fucking know what's going to happen, but like we are self-actualizing the plot of this life thing as we go. And like anyone can make up the rules. Like there are people popping up left and right. Bro, it's like a game. It's like you're watching the shit and happen in real life. It's the weirdest shit ever. Like people pop up left and right that you've never heard of. They just pop up for 3 weeks and then they disappear again. Then someone else pops up for a few weeks. And then you're like, oh, Brian, I'm sorry, I forgot he existed. He's here again. And then it's like, it's the weirdest shit ever. But if you want to be part of it, throw up a request. If you don't, you just want to, tune into the conversations, we'll be here as well. Hit the retweets, likes. We'd love to get the show out to more people. But damn, dude, this is crazy shit. Crazy shit going on.
Yeah, the SEC's been on a warpath. I mean, they also came out today and they said that fraud remains rampant in crypto. And they put a warning out. The only money you should put at risk with any speculative investment is money that you can afford to lose entirely, the SEC said with regards to crypto today. They also said that fraudsters continue to exploit the rising popularity of crypto assets to lure retail investors into scams. So the SEC has been on an absolute warpath with crypto in the last week, more so than usual.
Bro, and here's the thing, not to make it all spiritual, but bro, anything you fucking fight, whether it's good or bad, just bubbles and bubbles and bubbles and bubbles and bubbles until it blows over. No matter what you do, the harder you push against something, if it's willing to fight you, bro, and when they will fight you, something as big as crypto, something as big as like people saying we want more, what comes with that is accountability. Like if you want more and you want this crypto, Web3, decentralized, whatever, you want this to come up, you also have to realize that yin and yang is your autonomy and your own accountability. That's why I'm so like that line is so strong for me. You really have to be accountable here, which means you need to be, it's like it comes with it. You have to be educated. And I know we're all learning as we go, but like you have to have some confidence in yourself that you have learned some things and that you can make decisions that are as informed as you're going to be at that time. And you just cannot lean on the fact I didn't know this. Why I wasn't aware of that. Like, bro, go, make decisions, but like stick with your decisions, make, and like be very fucking present when you make that decision. Don't just make a whim. Like, you're going to do that sometimes, but like whenever you can, like draw as much presence into that moment as you can and make a real decision and stick with it. And like, make that, like, let that snowball keep going, like pile. And then you'll be, 5 years later, you'll look at where you're at. But dude, this is the craziest conversation. Like I'm really enjoying this.
Check out my new layout that I just made. Boom.
Wait, hold on. Wait, zoom us out so I can see more.
It's slightly changed. Just slightly changed. You could resize.
Oh, I love this. Dude, keep it like this. This is dope.
Yeah. But you could do lots of different stuff. I'm gonna play with it a bit more, but I think that's pretty cool. It's like you can completely make it whatever you want, which is like
literally, guys, come to YouTube. If you're in Spaces, come to YouTube.
Last story before we open up Spaces, if there is any comments, and on a bullish note, we've got Sony filing patents for NFTs to allow transfers between games and consoles. So again, we're seeing Web3 gaming coming up again and again. And we've got Sony here filing a patent. The move is, really showing that Sony too who's quite a
Mm,
big gaming giant, believes in interoperability, which is basically being able to use an asset from one game in another game. And so much so that they have now filed patents for NFTs, but also for VR headsets and different consoles that will allow you to trade this way. Um, it also the trademark specifically would make NFTs transferable between different games and consoles. It was filed last week, so it's very, very recent. Yeah, maybe it remains to see whether they're going to get this approved. At the moment, it's just a patent application. But the more that we see these big names coming out and standing behind this sort of stuff and saying, look, we're going to hang our hat on this and apply for a patent, and we believe there may be something here, the more bullish it is for the space, really. Yeah, so I like to see stuff like this.
yeah, dude, this is dope. I really fuck with that. And same, and basically echoes what we said earlier, bro. Some people are here. They're gonna be players when you guys enter the game, or if you're in the game right now. Pretty much, if you're listening to this, you're in the game. Bro, these are the players. Like they're all the same. They're all on the same exact level as you. Especially Web3, dude. Oh my god, we're literally on the exact same. There's no one higher than you. There's no one lower than you. This is crazy shit, dude. Sony, the fact that like we watched movies and Sony was on the big screen in IMAXs, and you look around, you go, damn, bro, Sony could literally DM me, and I could be a nobody. Like a literal nobody. Like, you know how many people are nobodies that just get a DM? They're like, oh, I saw your tweet about this thing. You want to come on as an advisor? 6 months later, you're like, that just turned into something else, turned into something else. You knew someone just by on the off chance, like last week you connected with them, and they're like, yo, do you know them? You're like, yeah, I know them. I just talked to them on Discord actually 2 days ago. They're really cool. And then, dude, next thing you know, you're like working with Sony every week. Like, that's the craziest shit can happen, man. This is I always try and bring that as much as I can to the streams because I want people who watch the stream with me, because I watch other people's streams too. Like anytime I can, I hop into other people's streams from not doing editing and stuff like that. I want to participate and play and also support as much as I can. This is cool shit, dude. There's people in my Discord right now who get opportunities and start doing stuff on the fly. They're just like, yo, I just fucking got a job. Or like, yo, I just did this thing. Or I've dropped a project. I'm like, whoa, holy fuck. This is the coolest thing ever. I couldn't have even thought this would happen a year ago,
Yeah, for sure, man.